So we continue with our laws of Shabbat. Today's class number 51. Okay. So we start with what? With Sefer Chafetz Chaim. And the subject today is Taelis, 7 conditions. So Taelis is for constructive purpose. In summation, it is permissible to speak negatively about person. Okay, number 1, to help person or to help. To help person or to help. Number 2, to help anyone victimized by the person. So you're trying to help that person or protect another person. Number 3, to resolve major dispute. Okay, so you need to bring whatever point to resolve major dispute. Number 4, to enable others to learn from mistakes that the person provided that. One more time, sorry. To enable others to learn from mistakes of that person. So maybe like to tell an example, right? So okay, so even though it's negative, but you're trying to prove your point. I mean, to not to prove your point, to give them an example, right? One was it's like subcategory. I'm not sure what is it. It's start again with one. One's remarks are based on the first-hand information. Okay, all right. So now this is 7 conditions. So first we said in what situation you're allowed to talk negative, and now 7 conditions. One's remarks are based on the first-hand information and a careful investigation. So meaning this person heard it himself, saw it himself, and he did his investigation. So it's many times it's not what it looks like, and you have to just verify. So don't assume things. You can always verify. Okay. Number 2, it is apparent that the person is wrong. Okay, so you know halacha, you confirm halacha with somebody else. You saw it in the book. Okay, so and you know that he's wrong, 100%. Okay. Number 3, person has been spoken to, but refuses to change his behavior. Okay, so as we said before, the best way is to approach him privately and ask and tell him that's what you do. It's not correct and stuff like that. Or he explain you, for example, why it's not what it looks like, and maybe in his case it is an exception, and maybe that's not okay. Well, so we tried it privately, it did not work. Okay, number 4, the statement to be made will be true and accurate. So meaning no exaggerations, right? Number 5, the intent of the speaker is for constructive purpose only, and there is not reasonable chance that the intended goal will be accomplished, right? So basically it's for constructive purpose, and there is no other no other way to do that, but to speak negatively about him. Actually, it's number 6. Sorry, there is no alternative means by which to bring about the intended result. Okay, and number 7, to no undue harm will be caused by the statement. So basically, we have to calculate what the outcome is going to be. Even though if we're allowed to say, and the outcome would be disproportionately bigger than his crime, so we're also not allowed to talk. The illustrations presented below, as well as those to be discussed in the section of the Hill's gossip, serve as to clarify the application of these conditions. So basically, we're going to go through each of these conditions line by one. Okay. So, all right. So continue.
Rabbi.
Yes.
let's say someone speaks Lashon Hara, and out of it he makes, I don't know, $50, versus someone else he makes $1 million. Do they both get the same punishment because they both spoke the same Lashon Hara? That's the same
Yeah,
amount of that to that person.
yeah.
So they get the same punishment.
I think yes, yeah.
Even
So
though
here, I'm going to tell you, if you're talking about that, the last one, this disproportional. So he said something about whatever he said. I don't know. He was making fun of, I don't know, whatever he did. And now, if we're going to if you're going to speak badly about him, he's going to lose his company. I don't know, whatever is going to happen. So he's going to lose like all his livelihood. His family is going to be on the street. Like that's too much. You understand? That's what's disproportional. But other very important. Many times when you try to verify, so people are usually honest. I give you one example. So during the Yom Kippur, this one of these people who called themselves rabbis, right? So he started speaking. It was a break, and he decided to speak. I mean, before they raise money, stuff like that. So he said this story. I'm trying. When one of these clowns speaks, I go to the bathroom. Oh yeah, I need to go to the bathroom. Like that's what my natural reaction is, right? And I usually stay and until they finish, then I come back. Right? But this time I was a little behind, so I could not leave. So because I have my mother, so I had to stay. And he said the story, and I was shocked. Like, you normal? Okay, so but I thought, you know what? I learned this Hafid's time. I have to confront him and ask him. Maybe I missed the story. Maybe I was praying and listening half the year. I tried not to listen, but he was speaking very passionately. So here's the story. So he said there is a Rebbe, called the Hasidic Rebbe. For the way I see it, it's not on the Lashon Hara. It's a Motzi Shemra. It's it's not true whatever he said about this holy Rebbe. So he said this holy Rebbe, he always late for Yom Kippur service at night. Why he's late? He's late. So one little boy asked his father, why Rebbe is late? And the father said, the Rebbe goes to Shamayim. Okay, goes to Shamayim, pray for everybody. I don't know, whatever. The father, that's what the answer was. So this little boy remembered, and the next Yom Kippur Eve, right? So what boy did? He followed the Rebbe. Right, that's what little boys do, and he came to the father and say, Father, I know where did the Rebbe go. So Rebbe said, where did he go? He said the Rebbe went to the end of the town where the poor widow lives, and she make her and she stay and talk to her until she start crying and start laughing. And then he came. So, and basically the whole congregation was waiting until he comes. So that's the story. So I confronted this, and I'm not confront, just ask. I say, apologize. I want to tell the story. Yeah, I said exactly what I said right now. So, are there any details? Did I miss? He said, no, you did not miss. He said, very nice. I said, but any conclusion we should get from this? Any nimshal, any lesson? He said, no, that's what it is. I said, well, 1 second. Now I have 2 questions there. Like, you normal? I said, so basically, it's a normal for a man, right, to go to the single woman, right, a widow that is on another side of the town, when all of the people in a shul, so that there are no witnesses, basically, at night, and stay there and in intention to make you laugh. That's what the holy people do, and to make the whole congregation to wait. Let him go before, let him go after. What is the point of the story? So in my mind, like I said, that's what this little boy is going to learn. If you wanna get holy, go to single women and make them laugh. That's what you do, right? So this clown, he became red, he became white, and he said, no, that's your style. We have different. I say, well, what does it have to do with the style? You told the story. I didn't get up on the podium and start talking. all of this nonsense, right? You said the story about holy people. I don't understand. I ask you questions. You understand? But Baruch Hashem, he confirmed. So before he confirmed, I was hesitant to speak like you normal. Okay, very nice. So the problem is the styles. I said it has nothing to do with styles, but okay. So, but we also have to confirm. Sometimes maybe we didn't pay attention and stuff like that. So okay. So we're in halach of ripping, right? In page 274, and we start with section. What is it? 8 activities prohibited because they may lead to ripping. So it's not the ripping, but may lead to it.
About the Lashon Hara.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
About the Lashon Hara. How do you know, for example, let's say you see something, right? And then you tell another person. And like you saw the whole thing, but like as you said, you might need more proof, right? So this person over here next to me, right? He starts making excuses and proofs. He's saying, oh, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, maybe it's because he did. So how much proof do you need to have? How much, do you need to see?
No, until you're perfectly clear that's what happened. I give you this example. So it would be no doubt that I understood his story correct. I didn't ask him to repeat the story to me, right? Because he said, which story? I said many stories. Baruch Hashem, I got only one. One was enough. So I told him the story. I said, please fill the blanks. What did I miss? Yeah, you understand? So this person confirmed that I did not miss anything, and I understood that. I mean, it's not that I understand, but I got the story exactly as he said. So unless until you're not sure, so you have to press for an investigate. Otherwise, you might be speaking Motza Shemra, which is not good.
But then I'll give you this example. What should one do, right? Let's say he can't go to that person. Why? Let's say in the times of based in, there's something that person got ostracized. He got kicked out the community, right? So, and not that he got kicked out the community, but you saw him do something that might get him kicked out the community, right? Am I still allowed to go ask him the whole situation or no? Because it's...
So, okay, so if, so in this case, when you don't have the first-hand information, you're not allowed to talk. So if you want to talk for whatever reason, so you can go to him, yes, and verify the facts. So if he told you, that's what it is. So in most of the cases, we can rely on his on him, whatever he said. But in some cases, we cannot rely because maybe he's trying to, I don't know, to take the blame for somebody else. You understand? So it's not clear cut just because somebody admitted. So in my case, it was simple. I mean, I heard him speaking, so it's not like I heard that somebody said that he was speaking. Even in that case, I could have asked him, what exactly did he say? You understand?
Because let's say there could be a situation where, let's say you're in a non-kosher, like non-kosher chips or something. And then you ask the rabbi about this person. He says, he can start looking at the whole picture. How? He'll say, oh, even though on the bag it says pork, really, he switched the chips in the bag. He put kosher chips in the bag. He wiped out the bag and everything and put kosher chips inside. So do I have to wait until I get that much information if I see?
No, you have to be reasonable and have common sense. Nobody is going to wipe this bag and from this pork and put the kosher chips. You understand? You have to be reasonable. So many times, if you're not sure, the better do not get involved. You understand? So it's better not to get involved and speak bad about other people, unless it's verified and that is that's it. You understand? I like how is it helping you? You understand? That's okay. That's the thing. So most of the time, it's not good to talk about other people. Okay, so what happened? 1 second, different screen. All right, no problem. So continue. So we say there is activity that prohibited because they may lead to reaping. Introduction. As a safeguard against the possibility of a person transgressing melacha of kotzer, there is plucking fruit, tearing off leaves, breaking off branches on Shabbos. The sage prohibited various activities that might lead to melacha of kotzer, meaning to plucking, reaping. The activities are climbing a tree. So we cannot climb a tree on Shabbos. Number 2, leaning on a tree. Okay. Number 3, placing an object on a tree. Number 4, removing an object from a tree. Number 5, shaking a tree. Number 6, smelling a fruit. Number 7, riding an animal. Number 8, touching plants. Number 9, moving fruit that fell from a tree on Shabbos. So all of this, so far 9, right? And all of these are forbidden because they might lead to the melacha of reaping.
Which page?
274. 274. Okay? 274. The sages fear that if one is permitted to engage in one of the above activities, one would come to transgress the melacha of kotzer. Okay. Therefore, they prohibited these activities. These activities are collectively referred to as using a tree. So we're not allowed to use a tree. Right? The specific of each of these prohibited activity will be explained below. So we're going by the list from the beginning to the end. Okay. Applicability of the prohibition. So it was A, so it was introduction. Now B, applicability of prohibition. The prohibition listed above apply to fruit bearing as well as the not fruit bearing tree. So it doesn't matter. So as we said, it's he can pluck a leaf or a fruit. That does not make any difference. Or break a branch, right? This prohibition apply to the trunk of the tree as well to its leaves. It applies even to the dead tree that are still attached to the ground. Although the melacha of kotzer does not apply to the dead trees, the sages nevertheless forbade these activities even for the dead trees in order not to differentiate between the trees. So basically, and sometimes you don't know just because the tree is down and let's say it was like very strong wind and it's uprooted the tree, does not mean that this tree is dead. Could be like few roots still in the ground and it's still alive, right? So just because it looks a little dry to us does not mean that it's completely dead. Okay, so our sage said, don't differentiate. All of the trees are forbidden. Or use of all of the trees are forbidden. The prohibition listed above do not, however, apply to the stump of the dead tree. So stump, okay, we know that it's dead. Therefore, one is permitted to sit on the dead stump of a tree. Probably the stump of the dead tree, I would say. Okay, but we got the idea. Plants which have a sort of the flexible stems are excluded from the prohibition of using the tree, since they do not bear fruit or have a wooden branches. Let's see what example they're going to be for this. Wooden branches. The sages, therefore, the sages were not concerned that people would cut or break something off from them. I'm not sure what. Therefore, grass is not included in the prohibition of using the tree. So grass is not the tree, so they say no problem. Okay, one is permitted to lie on the grass despite the fact that one is using the grass, using in double quotes, right? Okay. So when as I said before, when it's flexible, so it's not so easy to break it, right? So even if you lay on the grass, it does not mean that it's dead. You broke it. Okay, continue. C. Height over tree. Height over tree. All trees and branches that are 3 tefachim, approximately 12 inches above the ground, are included in the prohibition of nishtamesh beilam. So that's the definition also. Also with regard to the blessing. So if it's higher than 3 tefachim, meaning 12 inches. What is 12 inches? It's like approximately like 30 centimeters, I would say, right? If it's that high, so it's already considered to be a tree. Okay. Anything lower than 3 tefachim is regarded as a mere extension of the ground and is therefore excluded from the prohibition. One may therefore sit on a root of a tree. So if it root sticking out, and let's say it's not that big, so you are somewhere in the forest, so you can sit on that one. Of a live tree, of course. The 3 tefachim are measured from the level of the ground that surround the majority of the tree. That's very practical, right? So it's not like it could be on one side it's a little lower and one side a little high. So we go by measure from the level of the ground that surround the majority of the tree. Okay. Therefore, if three sides of the tree are above 3 tefachim, one is also forbidden to use the side of the tree that are less than 3 tefachim above the ground. So it's also possible. Okay, maybe it is growing on a hill or something. Okay, so it's possible. Okay, so three sides is higher, one side is lower. Okay. Continue. D. Applicability of the prohibition. The poskim categorize the use of the tree into 3 different areas. Number 1, using the tree itself. Number 2, using something that is directly supported by the tree. And number 3, using something that is indirectly supported by the tree. So we're going to go into details now, but before we go, one more time. Using the tree itself. Number 2, using something that is directly supported by the tree. So I mean, you hang your jacket on a branch, right? And number 3, using something that is indirectly supported by the tree. So in this case, you have a key, let's say, or whatever you have sidur in a pocket of the jacket that is hanging on a tree. So it's this like double removed. Okay. So number 1, using the tree itself. On Shabbos, one is forbidden to climb, lean on, place or remove an object from the tree or shake the tree. So I mean, it's very straightforward. So we cannot climb the tree, we cannot lean on the tree, place or remove object from the tree or shake the tree. Okay, shake the tree. I guess maybe the kids were playing with a ball and ball got stuck between the branches, right? So you want to get it down, so you're not allowed to shake it. Basically, that's the example. Continue. Number 2, using something that is directly supported by the tree. Directly supported. Included in the prohibition of using the tree is using something that is directly supported by the tree. For example, one is forbidden to climb a ladder that is leaning against the tree on Shabbos. So it's not you're not touching the tree, you're climbing the ladder, and that's the problem.
Rabbi,
Yeah.
so you won't be allowed to live in a tree house on Shabbos?
Yes. Yeah. You're not allowed.
Understood.
Or if somebody came up, he should stay until the end of the Shabbos.
Okay.
That's unless he needs to go to the bathroom, then we have mercy on him. Okay. The ladder is supported by the tree. Therefore, climbing on a ladder is considered using the tree itself. Okay. This prohibition is referred to as Tzideya Chayilon, the sides of the tree. So climbing directly on a tree is using the tree, and when you lean this ladder or wherever you lean against the tree, it's is using side of the tree. So basically, if you have these things like hanging from the tree, right? So you're not allowed to use them. So like hammock, right? Well, probably supported by the tree. That's the problem. Number 3, using something that is indirectly supported by the tree. The prohibition to make use of the tree does not include using something that is indirectly supported by the tree. For example, one is permitted to use swing that is supported from the hook that was screwed into the tree prior to the onset of Shabbos. In this situation, one is not directly using the tree itself, rather one is using the hook that is attached to the tree. The sages did not forbid the using the object, which is twice removed from the tree. However, this is only true if the tree does not shake when using the swing. So maybe it's like very old, very strong tree, and it's not going to budge when we use the swing. No problem. But otherwise, it would be an issue because we said you're not allowed to shake the tree. It would be shaking. So one more time, the double level removed, there is no problem. Meaning that you have a hook. So some swings attached by the rope, so it would be a problem because they attached to the rope, like you specifically you're using the tree, meaning directly. So, but if you like put a hook like into the branch and you attach your whatever your swing to that hook, that's a double remove, and so okay. So that's in this case we say no problem. Continue. Moreover, this leniency applies only when the hook was not affixed to the swing prior to attaching it to the tree. So that's a very important point. It should be like separate things. I mean, maybe they came, not maybe, most likely they came as a set, but when you attach the hook, you cannot have this swing attached to it. Otherwise, it's one unit. It's only one level remove, right? But if you did this hook separately, and then you did this what is the rope on this hook, so that's a different story. So continue. In this case, the hook is considered tzedei chayilon, sides of a tree. So hook is side of a tree, and a swing is tzedei tzedadim, sides of the side. So side of the side is permitted, which may be used on Shabbat. So tree is not allowed. Second level, the side of the tree not allowed. By side of the tree is allowed. However, if the hook was attached to the swing before being attached to the tree, the hook-swing combination is considered one entity. Okay, as we guessed before, right? So it's not going to work. Though the hook's attachment to the tree makes the entire entity, hook and a swing together, the sides of the tree. So meaning only one level removed. So, but as we said before, if he disconnects, then I mean, of course, it's all before Shabbos. He just screw in this hook and then attach the swing. It would be allowed. Consequently, it would be forbidden to use the swing on Shabbos. So meaning one level removed. E. Activities included in the prohibition. We will now elaborate the 5 previously mentioned activities included in the prohibition of using a tree. So we're talking about using a tree, the first level. Okay, number 1, climb up the tree. One is forbidden to climb the tree on Shabbos because one is using the tree. Swinging from the tree is similarly forbidden. Okay, A, climbing without knowledge of prohibition. If one climb a tree on Shabbos unaware that the law forbidden him to do so, he must get off the tree as soon as possible, since sitting on the tree itself, consider using the tree. Okay, so he went there and he did not know, younger person, so you ask him to come down as soon as possible. Okay. Although climbing down from the tree is also considered making the use of the tree, it is merely a momentary use of it. Whereas remaining on the tree is continuous use. One must therefore opt to the lesser prohibition, namely climbing down from the tree. So that's a very interesting point that I'd like to explain. So they say, okay, so he did not know, and he climbed up the tree. Now we told him to get down, climb down. Right? So on one hand, we say when he's climbing down, he's still using the tree. What is the difference? But the argument is that if he's still sitting on the tree, he's not doing anything, he's still using the tree. So if he would climb down, he would use only for a few, a few seconds, few moments, for a few minutes, let's say, to get down from the tree. And so it's the violation much less in any case if he would stay there. Okay, so it's first case when he did not know that that is prohibited. Second case, B, climbing with knowledge of the prohibition. So he knew it is forbidden. If one was aware of the prohibition and intentionally climbed up the tree on Shabbos and subsequently regretted his action, he must remain on a tree until after Shabbos. Okay, that's a punishment. I mean, sometimes Ruach Shtus, right, goes into person and he decided to do like crazy things. For what? Right, so, okay. So he knew, he climbed, and now he has to stay on the tree. This penalty was enacted in order to prevent one from transgressing the prohibition at some future time. So we have to punish him. So I mean, it's going to be a very good lesson. Nevertheless, others are permitted to give him items while he remains on a tree. Thus, one might give him food, clothing, etc. Right? So I mean, we can throw it to him and he can use these things. Of course, we say if there is an Erev. However, the items must be given directly to him. One is not permitted to place the item on the tree because by doing so he is using the tree. So basically, the second person has to be very careful, like to throw into the air to make sure that the first person can catch it.
Rabbi,
Yes.
when does something count as second from the tree? Like for example, you give the coat with some. You gave the example of a coat and something inside the coat. Yeah. So my example is, let's say there's a clay, right? You stick clay on the tree, then you stick, I don't know, a stick, something, right? Does that count as second off or no?
Yeah, stick, yes. So I just follow your example, right? So it was two separate actions. One, you stick clay. Clay is you use inside of the tree, and now you attach the stick to the clay. So it's a side, you use inside of the side of the tree, yes. Okay. Continue. So we were talking about this person that got stuck on a tree. If person on a tree feels that he will become ill if he remains on the tree, or if he needs to perform his bodily function, he's permitted to climb down from the tree on Shabbos. So basically, we want to teach him a lesson not to do it again. So until he feels that he's sick, he's maybe he's afraid that he's going to fall asleep and fall from the tree. That's not a good idea. So he wants to, he needs to go to the bathroom, so we allowed him to climb down. Okay, continue. C, climbing with knowledge of the prohibition before Shabbos. So that's a third scenario. So in scenario number 2, we said that he did it during the Shabbos, right? But now scenario number 3, we said that he climbed before Shabbos. Okay, maybe somebody got stuck in a tree, like the wall or something. So he's climbing the tree. Okay, or cat. Okay. If one climbed the tree before the start of Shabbos and remained there until the Shabbos began, he's permitted and required to climb down immediately. This applies even if he was aware of the prohibition to remain on a tree during Shabbos and intention delayed the coming down. I'm not sure why intention. Maybe he was trying to finish whatever he was doing on the tree. So I mean, they told him it's the sunset is in 2 minutes, and he said, no, I need to do whatever he needs to do. And it took him extra few minutes. So basically, since he started climbing the tree when it was allowed, so we allowed him to get down. Okay. So number 2, leaning or sitting on a tree. Okay. One is forbidden to place his weight against the tree on Shabbos. So meaning leaning on a tree. Or hanging from a branch, right? Also. Placing one weight against the tree is defined as leaning in such a manner that the tree would be removed. If the tree would be removed, one would fall. So that's actually the same halacha with all of the definition of standing. How do you know somebody stand? If he leans, like even sometimes with 2 fingers, right? 2 fingers that he leans on a desk. So how do you know if he's standing or not standing? Halachically, if he remove this desk, is he going to remain standing or he's going to fall? So that's the definition of standing. So here we say that that he leans so much on a tree that if the tree is removed, that he is going to fall. And then, leading to this extent against the tree is considered using the tree. That's clear. One is however permitted to lightly lean against the tree. For example, he would not fall if the tree were removed. So a little, right? And it's plus, I would say should be huge trees. It's not going to shake, like right? So, I mean, nothing is going to happen to the tree. This type of the leaning is not considered using a tree. However, this is only true if the tree does not bend or sway. Okay, when so the correct word was sway, right? Sway or when leaning on it. So basically, like all the tree is strong enough, so no worries. Younger tree, like that's the issue.
Does this apply even if it's a fruit tree? Because the apples might shake.
Of course, yeah, it's double issue. Yes. I mean, they say it's applied. This applies to fruit bearing tree, and not fruit bearing tree. Doesn't matter. It's apple with apples, without apples, doesn't matter. But if apple is going to fall, that's a different issue. It's like reaping. Like even though it is indirectly, of course it is indirectly, but still it's because of him. Similarly, sitting on a tree is forbidden because one is using the tree. Okay, we understand, right? It should be noted that the leaning and the sitting is only forbidden if the height of the tree is 3 tefachim, approximately 12 inches or more. 12, maybe, I said it's, I think it's like around 30 centimeters, plus minus. I'm not an expert. If, however, the tree is less than 3 tefachim, one is permitted to lean on it or sit on a tree. So, I mean, less than 3 tefachim, it's not really a tree; it's like a stump, the way I see it, or it's a root that is sticking out like a bigger tree. Okay. So number 3, placing or leaning an object on a tree. Okay, A. So now placing or leaning an object on a tree. So meaning this ladder, or I put my jacket on it. Right. A on Shabbos. One is forbidden to place an object on a tree or its branch on Shabbos. By placing an object on a tree, one is using the tree. Okay, so as we understand, so he puts his jacket, right? For example, one may not hang a jacket from the branch, or lean a chair against the tree, provided the chair would fall if the tree were to be removed. Like I would say, like these folding chairs, right? So you fold them and you don't need them. Okay, so I apologize. Let me close the window. People. Oh, sorry about this. It's like, but there is no Torah. That's what we get. Okay. So let me quickly read one more time. So on Shabbos, so we're learning about placing or leaning an object on Shabbos. So if without this it's going to fall, right? So that's the issue. Okay, what is it? Okay, I was not able to read, but okay. One is forbidden to place object on a tree or branches on Shabbos. By placing object on a tree, one is using the tree. Okay. For example, one may not hang his jacket, right, from the branch or lean a chair against the tree, provided the chair would fall if the tree were removed. Of course, with the jacket, of course, if they remove the branch, the jacket would fall. That's obvious. B, prior to Shabbos. So this is on Shabbos, it's forbidden. Prior to Shabbos. One may not leave object on tree prior to Shabbos because one may forget and remove them from the tree on Shabbos, see below. Which is like legitimate concern. I mean, he knows that, he just realized that it's going to start raining soon. Of course, he does not want his jacket to be ruined, and he's going to remove it. So that's the issue. Okay, so even before Shabbos, it's not allowed. However, this prohibition applies only to the objects that are likely to be removed on Shabbos. For example, garment, ladder, etc. Sorry, objects that customarily are not removed from the tree. For example, a swing may be left on the tree prior to Shabbos. Okay, that's a different story. Okay, maybe the prior to Shabbos, because one is not likely to remove them on Shabbos. That's very straightforward. I mean, nobody removes the swing every time, so you can use it on Shabbos. Similarly, muktzah object may be left on a tree, whether or not the object is customarily removed from the tree. Since the muktzah object may not be moved on Shabbos, one will not remove it from the tree. I would say, that's a proper way not to remove, but if it's of some significance, if it costs, a lot of money for some value to that person, so even though it is muktzah, he might try to remove it, like in some indirect manner. That's, I think, another concern. Okay, number 4. Removing object from the tree. Number 1, directly from the tree. the sages prohibited removing an object from a tree on Shabbos because when one removes the object from a tree, he often ends up leaning on the tree in order to retrieve the object. So maybe if it's a little higher, right? So in order to remove his jacket, let's say, he's going to lean on a tree. All right. The prohibition applies both to the object placed on a tree on Shabbos or prior Shabbos, so that does not make any difference. Items that came to be on a tree accidentally may be removed on Shabbos. So that's very interesting. Okay? For example, if the wind blew one's hat into a bush, which is taller than 3 tefachim, one may remove the hat from the bush on Shabbos. So, okay, so the bush is halachically considered to be trees, right? So it's pertaining to in regards to the blessings also. So when you're not sure something is fruit of the tree or fruit of the ground, so you need to know like how it's growing. There are some exception. For example, a raspberry is exception. So a raspberry is supposed to be fruit of the tree, but they say it's some abnormality. I didn't investigate, but everybody say that it's a fruit of the ground, stuff like that. Okay. Continue. If an object, but basically all of these bushes, they consider to be halachically trees. So if, as they say, so if it was accident and this guy was walking with his fancy Bursolina hat and they got blown into the bushes, so he can come and pick up his hat from the bushes and put it on his head. Okay, that's not a problem. So even if there is no air of since there is no like actually there is a problem when there is no air. I just thought about it. So one of the prohibition of carrying on Shabbos, I don't think we covered it, maybe like incidentally. So is that you're not allowed to carry something in the public domain for 45, right? So you came to picked up whatever, it's not muktzah, and carry. So you're not allowed to carry for 45, which is it's like 7 to 8 feet. It's like 2 meters plus minus. Okay. So we're talking about in this case. I assume that he's talking a case when there is an Eruv. so that's why we say one may remove his hat from the bush on Shabbos. Okay, continue. If an object was placed on a branch of a tree prior to Shabbos, and it remained there for entire period of Ben Hashemashos. So Ben Hashemashos, just to remind us, we said it's from sunset until nightfall. The object is classed as muktzah. So the definition of the muktzah is something that was in this specific state, right? From without any like different intention. Right, from the Ben Hashemashos until the period of Ben Hashemashos, meaning from sunset until nightfall. Okay, continue. Therefore, even if this subsequently falls from the tree, may not be moved until after Shabbos. Right, so somebody got stuck there and become muktzah. Right, so because you're not allowed to use the tree, so now you're not allowed to use it until after Shabbos. Muktzah status is remained for the entire Shabbos due to the principle that something that may not be used during the entire Ben Hashemashos period remains muktzah for entire Shabbos. See, muktzah practical guide. I mean that's a general rule about muktzah. Okay, continue. So let's see how much we should go to. Okay, so another one. Removing something from the object that is supported by a tree. So one more time. Removing something from the object that is supported by the tree. So in this, in David's case, it's like removing this stick from the clay, or in my case, you remove something from the pocket of your jacket. It is also forbidden to remove something from an object placed on a tree. For example, one may not remove Siddur from the pocket of a garment hanging on a tree. So 1 second. So why did we say it's allowed then? I think it's when I think we have to qualify this this example. If it's only when they would put like together at the same time. So when he put the jacket on a tree, right? So it had Siddur in a pack. But if it was separate events, so in this case it would be allowed. The way I understand from what we said before. Continue. So meaning this using meaning this what is it like swing, right? So a swing is attached to the hooks that were attached to the tree. Removing something number 3. Removing something from an object that is supported indirectly by a tree. Object that is supported by something which is indirectly supported by a tree may be removed on Shabbos. For example, if the garment is hanging on a nail attached to a tree, one is permitted to remove something from the garment. So maybe the example that we just gave is not good. So okay, so if there is a nail, so that's closer to our swing example original, right? So if there is a nail in a tree or a hook, right, whatever is in a tree, and you hang your garment on that nail, and in this nail you have in this garment you have a cedar, so you would be allowed. If your garment hanging on a nail attached to the tree, one is permitted to remove something from the garment. So you would be allowed to remove this cedar from the pocket. In the previous example, so let's say in the previous example it was without nail. He put it directly, so he leaned this. He hung this jacket directly on the tree, and he has the cedar in the pocket. So it's it's only one level removed. So he's not allowed. Okay. So let's see. Maybe we stop here. 1 second. Just 1 second. Let me see how much more. Okay, so let's do maybe one more and we stop. So it says number 5, shaking a tree. One may not shake a tree on Shabbos because this is too a form of using the tree. Okay, shake. Okay. Therefore, in those situations in which an activity is not considered using a tree, one may engage in that activity only if he does not shake a tree. Thus, it is permitted to play on a swing which is indirectly suspended from the hook. There is screwed into the tree only if the tree will not shake when the swing is in use. So maybe for little kids it's not going to shake, but if the big guy is going to sit, it's going to shake. If, however, the tree shakes while the swing is in use, one may not use the swing. I mean, it's clear cut. However, if one is not using the tree, causing the tree to shake, causing the tree to shake is not forbidden. So he's not using that. So he's not touching the tree, and whatever he does make the tree to shake is not forbidden. For example, if one is walking past the tree and cause some branches to sway, I'm not sure. Maybe from the air, maybe like from the airflow, he walks very fast. Maybe right? He's not considered to be using the tree. Therefore, it is not forbidden to walk by a tree, even if this will cause some of the branches to sway. Okay, I think we can stop here. I don't want to overdo it. So, any questions on what we said or we did not say? Different topics.
Hello.
Go ahead.
So it's there a melacha of doing physical exercise on Shabbos?
Okay, it's not a melacha. So for example, I give you an example what is not allowed. So you're not allowed, for example, walk fast. So I said I ate a lot, a big meal. So I want to walk a lot, right? I want to walk to lose some weight. So that's exercising, and it would be forbidden. Why? What is the definition? What is the big idea behind it? So it's not in the spirit of Shabbos. It's disrespect to Shabbos that you exercise. It's weekday activities basically. So technically, you're not doing any melacha, right? Yeah.
Because I am relating this of climbing a tree to exercising on Shabbos.
No. Climbing a tree, the activity itself is forbidden. But for example, walking fast, walking is not forbidden on Shabbos.
Oh.
It's not. But you walk fast, or even run. So running is not allowed on Shabbos because it disrespect to the day itself.
And carrying of
but for example, if you go to the shul, you go to do mitzvah, you can walk faster. There is no problem. Even they say at Shabbos you have to walk different than a weekday, but for whatever reason. Right?
And
so,
regards to the key of the house, can we carry it hang? Neck?
No.
Also carrying?
Yeah, so it will be carrying.
And what would be the way to carry the key?
So the different solutions. So one solution is to make it in a belt buckle, right? Do you have a belt like that? Can you show us?
I do. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be back. I'll have it.
Okay. So David is going to bring us back a belt. So you show all of these keys? No, one key. No, only one key. So let him. That's the one.
I put this here.
No. It's not. It's 100%. Yes. Okay. So look at his belt, please. So could you please put the closer? Oh, that's what you got? I thought you said.
I did, but I got a completely different one. This one's much easier to use.
So that is put on the waist.
Okay. So no, let's not talk about this belt. So it's questionable if we can use it. So okay. I was sure that you got the one with the buckle.
I did, but that one was my mom didn't like it. Long story short, she
that is kind of elastic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's less. So there are a few ways to like. Okay, so let me show you 1 second. Let me get another belt. I want to take off my belt.
And also, did you talk about the electronic system?
Look, so you have a belt. So instead of this part, you see this part?
Yes.
So they put a key. So now this this thing is an integral part of the belt. You understand? So it's not considered carrying because you cannot walk with this belt like that. What else they do? They cut belt here, anywhere, right? And they put 2 rings. right? Ring from this side, ring from that side, and they put key in the middle. So basically, this key is going to hold the belt in place. You understand? So in this case, you need the belt. Of course, that they add something extra what is not necessary to the belt, but that's the only way for the belt to work. For this key be there.
But can you attach the key from the belt?
Many times you have to take off the belt. Yes.
You take off the belt and open the door.
Yes.
Okay. And did you also talk about electromechanical system with remote control or key or number dial pad?
Okay. So let's finish with the key. So another solution is there is like a digital lock. The digital lock, when inside you can put a key. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, so I mean, I'm not sure if they use it in your country, but here it's very popular. That's what I have. I have this lock hanging next to my door. Sometimes they put it on doorknob, and there is a code like 6-digit code, and inside there is a small compartment. You can put even five keys, right? So
okay.
That's another way. And many people here, they have this lock. When you have like a digital, I mean, not digital. I mean, you have to press numbers, but it's mechanical. So because we're not allowed to use electronics on Shabbat, so there are few solutions. Yeah.
But this system of digital code would be an exception to use electronic appliance.
No. That's what I said. It's not. I mean. You punch in the numbers, but it's all mechanical. There's no electronics. I know what you're saying. So there are fancy schmancy electronic ones, correct? But what Jews using only this mechanical one. So you can use on Shabbos.
And using the electronic would be a melacha.
100%.
Oh, all right.
So we're not allowed to use electronics. Why? Because of several reasons, right? So your question was second question. I didn't get. So sorry, I forgot. What is it about electronics? Like a remote control?
Oh no! I imagine you on Shabbos. If you want to take a walk, you get out and you close remotely with like IR control, a radio control, like a car.
Like a car. No, you're not allowed to use all the electronics, any electronics.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know that there is some mechanical with code.
Yes. I mean, it's more rare. I mean, but all Jews. I mean, in my neighborhood, that's what most of the Jews have. I didn't want to change my lock. I mean, I prefer to have normal lock. Like and then key hidden in this compartment. That's better.
This of climbing a tree, it applies to a tree because I have one big tree in the backyard.
Okay.
Does it apply to a tree in our
property? Of course, yeah. Climbing tree applies to the tree. Yeah, you cannot use the tree. You cannot hang anything on a tree.
Oh, okay.
You cannot remove objects or whatever object on the tree, so you cannot remove them on Shabbos. What else? Okay, so we can stop here. It's time the Yom Tov is going to start soon, B'ezrat HaShem. So the next time, okay, so let me stop recording 1 second.
בהמשך. אני מברך את הרבנים, רגע. אני מברך את הרבנים, הרב ירון ראובן, הרב אפרים כחלון, ראשי ארגון בעזרת השם, שהלכו בפי עליון, שעלו מעלה, יהיה להם ברכה והצלחה. הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא בישועות ליבם לטובה ולברכה, שבכל מה שיפנו ישכילו ויצליחו, יזכו לעשות כאלה וכאלה, הודיעו תורה לאדירה, אמן ואמן.
בעזרת השם רשת בכל הארץ. הוא היהודי הזה, הוא היה מיליונר, סגר את כל הביזנס, אמר אני משקיע פה בעולמה של תורה.
איפה הוא גר?
בפלורידה.
פלורידה, איפה זה פלורידה? באמריקה.
במיימי. כן, ליד. אנחנו שם עכשיו הולכים להקים קהילה ספרדית גדולה.
תעבירו מה שבירכתי אותו.
כן, קהילה ספרדית גדולה.